LA recently welcomed in its 59th police chief. I'll give you all the details right from downtown.
President-elect Donald Trump is promising widespread deportations. We'll show you what LA is doing to protect immigrants.
And we'll show what policies led to the creation of the border wall. See It Live starts now. Tonight, LA has a new police chief, and he says he will not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. Hi, I'm Emilia Paz.
And I'm Jason Goode. Annenberg Media's Payton May is live at the LAPD headquarters to tell us more about the new chief. Payton?
Thanks, Jason. I'm here in front of the Los Angeles Police Department where Jim McDonnell, the city's 59th police chief, has recently taken the reins. The former LA County Sheriff and Chief of Police in Long Beach has served the LA community for over 30 years. LA Mayor Curran appointed McDonnell to the position back in October, but formally swore him in at a ceremony this morning at Elysian Park Academy in downtown LA.
Congratulations, Chief McDonnell.
As Chief of Police, I stand ready to work with you to face our challenges head on and to move forward together with courage, compassion, and a clear vision.
McDonnell says his top priorities are transparency and accountability, emphasizing the need for the LAPD to increase trust within the LA community. Former colleagues of the newest chief praised his appointment.
I can tell you unequivocally, Jim McDonnell is a fantastic person. He's the kind of guy that every time he sees you, he knows your name. And I think the morale issues and things that are plaguing the department right now are something he's going to have a great effect on. He's going to be able to fix. It's a win for them, and I think it's a win for us too at SC.
Chief McDonnell is a former Trojan who got his master's at the Price School of Public Policy. He served as Long Beach Police Chief from 2010 to 2014 and LA County Sheriff from 2014 to 2018. He is also the director of the Safe Communities Initiative at USC Price. He becomes the 59th police chief for LA. Current Long Beach Police Chief Wally Hebish said, quote, his experience and leadership will contribute to the strong partnership with LAPD. He says he looks forward to working closely with him and the LAPD to ensure the safety and well-being of our communities. We also spoke to a community organizer who opposed the hiring of McDonnell.
Jim McDonnell was not a friend to immigrant rights advocates. You could even compare him to the person who replaced him, who I have nothing positive to say about, but he at least was cooperative in some ways and did produce tangible policy changes.
McDonnell also says he's focused on preparing for the upcoming World Cup and Olympic Games that are set to be held in Los Angeles within the coming years. For Annenberg Media, I'm Payton May. Back to you all in the studio.
McDonnell will work alongside Mayor Curran to enforce a sanctuary city ordinance designed to protect undocumented immigrants. The move comes after President-elect Donald Trump promised mass deportation would be a top priority. The ordinance would prohibit any resources, property, or personnel from being used in immigration enforcement. This means LA officials would not be able to provide ICE with information regarding immigration status. We talked to an immigration lawyer about the potential public safety benefits of the new status.
When somebody is a victim of a crime or somebody witnesses a crime, we want that victim and that witness to come forward and cooperate, right? They know that we are not in cahoots with ICE. They know that they can come and trust us. The way we enhance public safety is we gain the trust of the community.
The proposed ordinance would formalize protections for migrants in the law. It would also prohibit LAPD officers from asking for immigration status or addressing people on immigration violations.
I think, it's long overdue. That sanctuary ordinance should have been in effect a long time ago, but the previous administration did not have the courage. I think I applaud her for trying to move this forward in light and amplifying that voice of protection for migrants.
The LA City Council began drafting the ordinance over a year ago, but with Trump taking office in January, it's now become an urgent issue. These 4 council members are among those city's leaders helping to fast-track the ordinance. One thing they're considering is bypassing the normal committee process to get it directly to a full council vote. Former council member Mike Bonin says if the city can't protect immigrant families, the results could be devastating.
You cannot think of Los Angeles functioning if we suddenly disappear or deport our undocumented neighbors. I know already from just people in my personal network of families that are already sitting down at the dinner table at night and wondering and planning, what do we do if dad doesn't come home from work because he's been snatched and deported?
Bonin noted this ordinance is coming at a pivotal time in Los Angeles ahead of the 2028 Olympics. He says Trump may use the games to challenge the city's immigration stance.
During the campaign, President-elect Trump promised the largest deportation operation of undocumented immigrants in United States history. An estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants are currently living in the U.S. An immigration lawyer told us many immigrants are feeling fearful of what Trump's deportation plans could mean for them and their families.
Obviously, people are responding really, really differently to the moment. I've heard of a range of responses running from, this is sort of what we expected and we're ready to, fight, to others, feeling really fearful and demoralized and questioning kind of what plans they need to make to, to protect their families. So I do think there's a range of emotions happening now in immigrant communities, as there are in communities across the country. And but I have, really had, in this past week, seen folks coming together in solidarity to hug, to cry, to plan. And so I am confident that over.
One major concern for many is that Trump's appointed border czar, Tom Homan, is willing to separate families in the deportation process.
Taking us back through the history books shows how the idea of a border wall didn't originate with President-elect Donald Trump. It came about with George W. Bush signing the Secure Fence Act of 2006.
This bill will help protect the American people. This bill will make our borders more secure. It is an important step toward immigration reform.
President Obama, in his term, continued the work, building 130 more miles of the wall. Obama also continued the work in deporting undocumented immigrants. We talked to an immigration expert about the changes between Obama's administration and Trump's administration.
In some ways, the fear is nothing new, and it's not only unique to the Trump administration. In fact, Obama actually deported more people under President Obama were deported than under President Trump in his first term, right? So I do think that fear is nothing new. The systems have been, these systems have been in place for a long time.
During the previous Trump administration, he built 85 more miles of wall. My apologies. In his campaign this year, he promised to finish the fence across the southern border.
There are many concerns about the impact of Trump's plans. An associate professor of economics at UCSD spoke to us about the economic feasibility of those plans.
If farm owners can't hire migrant workers, then food prices are going to go up a lot. That has a big impact on inflation. So even though that might not directly impact the government's budget, it has a big impact on prices, on inflation, as a result, consumer welfare.
Mass deportations would affect many industries, but primarily agriculture, hospitality, and construction. Many of these industries are centered around California, Texas, and Florida, so those states would feel the effects most. It also means the loss of 1 million undocumented immigrant entrepreneurs who generate over $27 billion in income. The plan is pricey. The American Immigration Council estimates a one-time mass deportation of 1 million immigrants would cost $315 billion to deport, and another $88 billion annually. That's almost $1 trillion over the next 10 years. According to CNBC, America's GDP could shrink by $1.1 trillion to $1.7 trillion. Trump claims he has a plan to offset the loss of business.
And just ahead, resources for immigrants on campus concerned about the new administration and what's in store.
Also, students have strong opinions about Donald Trump's deportation plans. And you're seeing it live, but get ready to see it later. We've got a preview of a brand new exhibit near campus.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura.
Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Next to my big friend, I love the big taste of chocolate in this little Hershey's kiss.
Hershey's Kisses, the little kiss with the big taste.
This morning, Billy looked like any other boy, but as the moon rose, he turned into a werewolf. He used new Paz Halloween makeup kits. His friends did too. Look, Mike's a vampire. Amy's a ghost. Paz makeup is safer than masks. It never blocks vision and it's hypoallergenic too. So watch your kids turn into the creatures they really are with new Paz Halloween makeup kits.
Recipients of DACA are especially nervous since the election. Trump tried to end the protections of Dreamers in the last term. DACA helped hundreds of thousands of immigrants who came here as children live and work without fear of deportation. Experts say you never know who might be affected come January.
You might be sitting next to someone in class who's a U.S. citizen, but her brother or her mother might be an undocumented immigrant or might be a DACA-mented immigrant at home. And so, you know, the world, despite what we see in social media, despite what we've seen in the election, the reality is the immigration world consists of mixed families where you have people who are citizens and undocumented or some sort of temporary status.
1 in 4 DACA recipients lives in California. Frenzen says there's little doubt Trump will try again to put an end to the program.
And so we have every reason to believe that the new Trump administration is going to literally take a page from the previous DACA case, Supreme Court case, and do it, you know, quote unquote, the right way now, where the Supreme Court will uphold it.
Experts are urging migrants to err on the side of caution and check to see what steps they might need to take to maintain their status. You can make an appointment online directly at uscimmigrationclinic.org.
USC offers many immigration resources for students and other members of the Trojan family. These resources include immigration legal counseling from ILAC, free legal counseling provided by the undergraduate and graduate student governments, and other support resources provided by Ideas at USC. We spoke with a staff attorney from ILAC on how the center is gearing up for President-elect Trump's mass deportation plan.
We've been here before, so we have an idea of what to expect. However, that regardless of what happens, we will continue to advocate for our clients and keep pushing forward, right? Things will likely get more challenging, and that's expected. As we said, though, we are prepared to continue pushing forward and getting creative in our defense for our clients.
ILAC assists members of the Trojan family with citizenship and offers guidance for undocumented individuals. The center will also pay the DACA renewal fee for USC students. This afternoon, I talked with students about what's ahead when it comes to immigration enforcement and how they're feeling about it.
I think his appointment of Tom Homan as like this border czar, whatever he calls it, it's just extremely dangerous because Trump's whole campaign blew up in 2015 off of him calling them rapists, murderers, and saying some I assume are good people. So it's obvious that he doesn't really care about people who are coming for asylum. He just wants to really create a bloodbath and separate families, and I think his rhetoric is extremely dangerous.
I feel it's mostly part of his agenda rather than an actualized and detailed plan that he will have set on once he steps in. But for sure we see, even from his previous term, that he is very engaged with the whole like Mexican wall and stuff like that, and like tracking down all the immigrants, but I find it an impossible thing to do.
Tom Homan's role as border czar does not require Senate confirmation. He'll start alongside Trump on January 20th.
Welcome back to See It Later. Happy homecoming. As always, we've got you covered on the most fun events of the weekend. Alumni tailgates start bright and early at 9 a.m., so be prepared to wake up and start celebrating. The Trojans will face Nebraska at 1 p.m. It's going to be a long day. If you have a Trojan in town for the weekend and need to entertain them, the Natural History Museum has a new exhibit opening on Sunday. And lucky for you, we got a behind-the-scenes tour of it. The Natural History Museum's new 75,000 square foot wing includes a theater, several exhibition spaces, a cafe, and a grand landscape that offers authentic indoor-outdoor experiences. There is also a new long-necked dinosaur skeleton and a grand mural created by local artists. Thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Emilia Paz.
And I'm Jason Goode. For more coverage, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time. Good night.